Good evening, Western New York. Paula Damico here, the president of the Buffalo-Niagara Chapter of NABO. That is the National Association of Women Business Owners. So happy that you are joining us this evening. Every Monday, we put the spotlight on one of our local members, one of our Western New York members, and our members come from across the board. They do all sorts of different careers in businesses. And tonight we have a very special treat, especially if you are, well, you might be a little stressed. And if you are a Buffalo Bills fan and you can relate to those two things, then you can relate to our guest who is joining us now this evening. It is Laura Zimberg. Laura Zimberg, thank you so much for joining us this evening.
My pleasure. Thank
And
you for
Laura,
having me.
oh, absolutely. Laura is a longtime member of NABO, and she is the owner of Green Pastures Still Waters, and she is a licensed massage therapist. And I know, see, you can see the little bill sticker in the back, in the magnet in the back. We're going to get to that in just a little bit. But first, Laura, I wanted Western New York to learn a little bit more about you. So, if you can begin by telling us, first of all, where are your center of operations? I know you have two locations, so share that with us. And then tell us exactly what is your business and what services do you offer?
Awesome. Laura Zimberg, I'm a licensed massage therapist. Was licensed by the state of New York in 2005. I have two locations. One's at Hurdle at North Park in North Buffalo. It's my standalone place. I have 3 rooms with an esthetician, and I'm able to do several different types of relaxing massage and healing massages. Pregnancy massage to help you de-stress. I also have a location in Tonawanda at Egger and Somerville. In that room, I've got beautiful palm trees, warm table, the tiki lights. So it's just like you've gone on a vacation, but you haven't spent all that money. And when you leave, you feel awesome.
And you are absolutely right, because I've actually had the pleasure of having a massage by Laura Zimberg, and it's been absolutely incredible. Now, listen, everyone, there are different types of massages, right, Laura?
Yes,
Okay.
there are.
So, now when I came to see you, I was in quite the state of being stressed out, and I had my shoulders were around my ears, and I said deep tissue massage, really get it out. But what other types of massages would you say that you offer, or is it more personalized, or how does that work?
It's basically personalized. I have you fill out some paperwork, which helps me to get to know you and any medical conditions that you might have. And then I use that to kind of help focus in on your specific issues that you're dealing with that day. It could be stress, it could be a sore muscle, it could be that plus you're blessed by being pregnant. Or plus you just want to just get away from life for a while. So it really depends on you, the individual. I really do try to customize it to each person, and you get to kind of voice your opinion as to what you're looking for.
Let's talk a little bit about, and I think some of our viewers might find this fascinating. Let's talk maybe a little bit more about like the science of massage therapy. So it's not just you're not just roughing me up. You're you're doing a lot more. There's a lot more to it than that. And there's also the fact that after you have a massage, you got to have a lot of drinks, lots of water too. So why don't we talk a little bit about that? Let's talk. So when you're doing a massage, what's the point of a massage other than just feeling very relaxed and being taken away?
Well, often we might be targeting certain muscles which you've maybe have overused or have injured or strained. And so by working on specific muscles, we can get them to relax, to kind of elongate, because usually when they're stressed, they're shortened. And just try to focus on the areas. If you're stressed, we can get the blood moving and get your epinephrine and and your stress hormones to kind of relax and move out. Um, If you're having a hard time sleeping, we can kind of help you to kind of get, to calm down and to relax. If you're getting ready for surgery, getting a massage before surgery can help you get your body in a healing state, and then help you to be healed better after the surgery.
Wow. So for anybody out there that's watching this either now live or watching the instant replay, you're probably saying to yourself, that's amazing. I didn't know massage therapy could do all that. And that's one of the reasons, well, that's a bunch of reasons why the Buffalo Bills reached out to you, Laura, right?
Mhm.
Because you're
Yep.
really doing those players a service. So what would be the focus? Because I know a lot of people would like to know. So the focus for the Buffalo Bills would be those tender, overworked muscles, right?
Correct. I mean, basically, every time a Buffalo Bill hits another player, they're having a mini car accident. So basically, how plus you're feeling if you've been in a car accident. Your muscles are tight, you're sore. That happens on every play. Certain players are just hitting each other, and it gets to be a much on the body. So we try to help them to get their muscles to relax, to help encourage healing, and just get them ready for the next game.
And you did an excellent job this year, by the way. Excellent job of keeping our boys in tip-top condition to get them all the way to the playoffs. So thank you very much for that.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
We appreciate that. Let's talk about because it actually includes talking about the Buffalo Bills too. We are in the midst of a pandemic, and for you being a massage therapist, wow, this has been quite the year, right?
Yes.
So can you walk us through a little bit about what happened for you being a massage therapist this year?
On March 20th, Governor Cuomo decided to shut just New York State down. So basically, everybody basically was not working, including myself. Unfortunately, they had massage therapy categorized in the wrong profession. So we had a really hard time trying to get reopened. We should have been open in phase one because we're just very much like doctors, chiropractors, and physical therapists. But we weren't able to open up to stage three, which was June 17th. During that time, I was on many Zoom calls and listening to many topics to see how I could safely open up to be able to take care of people who came in for massage. And there is a whole lot that I do, and a whole lot of stuff that I purchase just to keep people safe. And air purifier, table covers, so I can use a nice table warmer. I change sheets every time, new shirt, new mask. I use disinfectants, hand sanitizer, spa slippers. Uh, it's
Wow, this is
just
sounding like a lot,
amazing.
Laura.
It was, but that's what you have to do to try to keep people safe in a time when everybody is just concerned about their health, but want to take care of themselves.
Absolutely. So let's talk about, so walk me through. I'm coming in for a massage, which I do
Mhm.
have to make an appointment for a massage. But walk me through when I come to see you, Laura, what am I expecting?
At this point in time, I'm only having one person come into my place at a time. So basically, you don't have to worry about social distancing. It's just you and the client. Um, if it's your first visit, you fill out a lot of papers to tell me about any health issues that you might have, which can affect how I'm going to perform the massage. We then discuss any issues that you're discussing. After we've and I've taken your temperature to make sure that plus you're safe to come in, and then ask all those great COVID questions that people are
Of
so
course,
not
yes.
happy to answer
I think I
anymore.
have some of them memorized, actually.
Yes, I think we might be repeating them in our sleep
Yeah,
nowadays.
you are absolutely right. So
So
then
so
after I
once you
answer,
feel, yep, after you finish that, you then go into the massage room, and then you are able to disrobe to your level of comfort. You're on a massage table underneath a sheet with my table warmer on. So it's a nice warm environment, which helps to start you relaxing. I've got music. If you've got your own music, I'm willing to play it, or plus you
Oh.
can listen to my music. And then after I've washed my hands, I come in and I start working on the upper body, your arms, your legs, and then I turn you over and work on your back of your legs and then your back.
Mhm. Well, I know that that's lovely, but I'm sure those that are watching are saying that sounds excellent. So, if somebody's looking to make an appointment with you, Laura, how do they make that appointment?
The best way is to text me at 716-435-0020. You can also email me at lauralmt@aol.com or call me and let me know which location you might want to come to, either North Buffalo or Tonawanda. And then you let me know what's good for you. And if it's open, I slip you in and then I see you on that appointment.
Well, it sounds super duper easy. Let's talk about all those supplies that you were mentioning that you've
Mhm.
had to some of those supplies I'm sure you've already had to you were bringing in on a fairly regular basis into your workspace as it is. But then you had to maybe double or even triple that amount. And then on top of everything else that you were running down the list of things that you need to do and changing the bed sheets and that hey, that's laundry, that's laundry detergent, that's water, that's the sanitizer, all these things that really costs a lot of money. So did you reach out for one of the loans that are available, or how did
I
you reach
was
out for
very
a little
much
assistance?
blessed. I was able to get the first draw PPP. I also was able to get the EDL grant and then an EDL loan. And I'm currently trying to get my first PPP forgiven and then working on getting a second PPP draw.
Wow, that's great. Good work. And then from what I know that I was talking to a NABO sister today who said that she was filling out her paperwork for PPP. And she said, I think today or tomorrow is the deadline. So she was trying to get it done today, maybe to submit tomorrow. So, Laura, if for any of our NABO sisters, could they reach out to you maybe for a little bit of assistance
Oh,
as to maybe
sure.
filling out those forms?
I am always willing to talk to anyone about the financial support that I've got. I've got people that I can put them in contact with to try to make it easier for them, and just any business questions or concerns. I'm always willing to talk to people and just share the knowledge I have for being in business for 15 years, and then be able to help anyone with their business.
Absolutely. 15 years. That's a good amount of time to be in business. And Laura, where did you start? Where was your first place that you worked
My
in?
first massage place was at Terry's Workout Center on Hurdle Avenue.
Oh, yes.
And then 6 months later, I started on Eggert and Tonawanda. So I've had two locations for the whole 15 years, basically. And last May, well, no, last March, I left Terry's and then opened my new location on 1413 Hurdle in June of 2019.
It is a lovely space. So if you haven't visited Laura, if you'd like to make an appointment, remember you just reach out to her via phone, and she'll repeat all that information for you in just a little bit. If you didn't catch it the first time around. If you're watching this on instant replay, hey, all you need to do is just hit rewind, and you'll be able to catch all that info. Laura, you and I have been talking ever since. Well, you and I have been friends for many years. We go back to a small little networking group that used to meet once a month, and the women. Oh my gosh, was it Women in
Networking.
Business? What was it? Women in
In
Business?
networking. No, women. Oh, yes,
No,
the
Women.
whiz biz, the
Yeah,
whiz biz. Yeah,
like
women in
we
Buffalo.
used to
I'm
get
not
to.
sure.
I don't know.
Yep.
We were all in business, and we used to have some wine together, and it was lovely.
Mm-hmm. It was
So
very nice.
we go back many years,
Mm-hmm.
and our businesses have certainly developed over the years. Now when COVID hit, You and I have been talking since the very beginning when COVID hit. And I loved hearing what you were up to during COVID, when there was that period of time when you were shut down and you really utilized your time. Why don't you share what you were doing with your time?
Well, I've always been really good with my paperwork. So I was able to utilize that time to catch up with my business paperwork. I was able to really focus in on my business. So when I was able to open up, I was able to do it successfully and safely. I also talked to many business women, and plus we helped each other. We supported one another. We encouraged one another through that shutdown that we all had to deal with. It wasn't easy for any of us, but together we made it through, and it made a big difference.
Yeah, absolutely. Having that camaraderie, having that person to talk to, whether it is, you're having waking up in the morning and you're having a cup of coffee with them virtually, or maybe a glass of wine with them on a Friday night in a
Mhm.
more casual setting, just to be able to have that connection is so important. And NABO's really played an important role in your life. It certainly plays an important role in my life as well. Let's talk a little bit about NABO and your involvement over the years. And you've seen and connected with so many women over the years. What would you say would be maybe one of the strongest connections that you've ever made, or one of the most inspiring stories that you can share with us?
Well, I've been blessed to be able to be a NABO for over 10 years. Um, I've been able to talk with people like, say, Joyce DeLong. She is a wealth of knowledge. She is someone who really supports women in business. And when I needed support and encouragement, she was always there. Lately, Jackie Leonard and I have become great friends and great and supporters and encouragers of one another. I think that's the biggest thing. When you're in business, you sometimes feel like you're all alone and there's no one who understands. Your family doesn't understand, your clients don't understand. And just to have people you can reach out to and say, I'm having a great day, or I'm not sure where to turn, or I'm not, I'm just confused, or, and it's just nice to have someone to reach out and say, hey, do you understand where I'm going through? And do you have any suggestions or support that I can have? And that's what NABO's been great for me.
Absolutely, definitely that being able to reach out to someone, it's always great to have a sounding board, right? Somebody
Hmm.
that you can just share with and just say, am I going cuckoo here? Or
Right.
what do you think about that? Or what do you think about this?
Hmm.
So, when it comes to sharing with your NABO sisters and being a woman owned business, let's circle back down to that. Being a woman owned business. And it's not easy, right?
Yeah.
Being a woman owned business. What would you say were maybe some of the greatest triumphs and the challenges with being a woman owned business?
I think the greatest challenge is just being a woman who owns a business. There isn't a lot of people out there patting you on the back and encouraging you. You're sometimes looked at funny, and so it's hard to know where or 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 who to ask or to talk to. So NABO has been great to be there and just support you and encourage you and give you the training that you're looking for at a reasonable price, or to talk to fellow members and be able to direct you on who to talk to or just where you can turn. So you're not by yourself, because sometimes you feel like that that there's no one in your corner.
And we definitely are in your corner. On that note, I'm going to take a second, Laura, for a couple of commercials. This
Oh,
is
sure.
usually I don't do commercials, but since you kind of brought it up, I'm going to go there. This is March, and we are having a membership drive for NABO. There's lots of pluses to signing up this month, and you get a lot of fees that are waived. So if you're interested, definitely reach out to us here, right here on the NABO page. We'd love to connect with you. Laura, I don't know about you, but I totally miss. It sounds like I'm a Valley girl. Totally miss. I do miss being together in person and meeting in person. But I think we've done a pretty good job of still staying connected virtually.
Mhm.
Would you not
Yep.
say that?
Wholeheartedly say that. Yep.
And because of those friendships that, like you said, you've become the best of friends with Jackie and Joyce and so many other sisters that we have here,
Mhm.
not just in the Western New York area, but like for me, there's been an expansion of my NABO circle to across the country, and that's what happens when you're a NABO sister, is that you are able to connect with women from across the country and know that even though that we've had our challenges here in New York State, being a woman-owned business and facing some of the challenges, especially now during the pandemic, we're not alone, and there's other people to talk to as well. Have you ever had the chance, Laura, of reaching out to some of our women or some of our sisters outside the Western New York area? I'm sure you have.
I have been able to go to a couple national events and be able to talk to other members from around the country. We had Cleveland chapter come to Western New York
Oh, yes.
for our Each One Reach One event, which I was chairman of, and we were able to share ideas there too.
Yeah, it's so amazing. Isn't it great? That connection is so amazing and so enlightening. And on that note, so for some of you ladies that are wondering what's going on with Each One Reach One, we have paused it for this year for good reason because of COVID. But we have paused it, so it will return. In the meantime, I'd love for you to keep your eyes open right here on our Facebook page and on our website for a mega mixer that we would love to invite you to. So keep your eyes open for that as well. Laura, what do you feel with not just with NABO, but being a woman-owned business? What advice would you love to share with some of the women out there that have been in business maybe for 15 years like you, or who have just started a business?
I think the biggest thing that I can encourage women business owners to do is to find one or two other women who are in business and just form a really tight bond with them. It's really nice to be able to have them almost on speed dial. And if you're having a bad day, you can reach out to them and you can say, "Hey, I'm having a bad day. Can you just listen to me or give me an idea of how I might be able to turn my day around?" Or if you've got something fun to celebrate, to be able to reach out to someone and say, celebrate with me, because many times your clients and your family don't want to hear you or talk to you about what it means to be in business. And it's nice to have in your pocket a couple great women who know what you're going through and are just there, whether it's highs or lows or just get you through a day.
You know,
And
that's
that,
That's such an amazing point that you bring up, that we always have the support of our family and of our friends. But if you're not a business owner, if you're not truly in the thick of it, sometimes it's hard for those that are close to you to understand, what you're going through and the struggles, or even sometimes the triumphs, and to
mhm.
celebrate those. So absolutely, it's so important to be a part of that circle of women in business. And Laura, you've probably attended many events over the years that are NABO related. And is there any one particular event? I think I know the answer to this question, but I'm going to ask it anyways. Any one particular event that you are fond of more than any other event?
Well, I'm very fond of Each One Reach One. It's a great evening. You get to meet a bunch of people, and in one night, that push you might not have ever met before. You're able to get new clients or just new friends, or just see it in a different light. This is an evening where it's a round table event. You sit at 3 different tables. You get to really network with like 8 other people over a meal, and just get to know them, and just to get a different spice of life with businesses. You meet brand new people and experienced people, and sometimes you meet someone that you didn't know that push you needed in your life, and it just happens to pop up. We usually have about 100 to 200 individuals at a dinner like this, so you get to meet 30 people that you might not have met before.
Absolutely. It's one of the best events, I think, one of the best networking events that I've ever attended, because you get dinner. First
Mhm.
of all, you get dinner brought to your table, and then you get to meet these amazing people. And I'm saying people because each one to reach one, we have men and women there. So it is a mix of all sorts of different businesses, sometimes careers. And with every table, there's always a thought provoking question, and there's always good conversation. So, it's really timely, Laura, that you and I are talking about this tonight, because this week would have been the week that we would have had each one reach one, and we're not sad, we're not like,
Mhm.
ooh, because we know that it's just on pause, and that it will return, and in the meantime, we are going to have a mega mixer in the meantime, not this week. Just stand by for the announcement on that, and but we feel for it so much, right, Laura? I mean,
Yeah.
you were so engrossed and intertwined with this event for so long that it really became a part of you, and that's very
Mhm.
much like NABO. It just becomes a part of you. Would you not say
Mhm.
that?
Yes, very much so.
Absolutely. So with just about 3 minutes or so left, so I know that we've had a bunch of people that just jumped on. Laura Zimberg is the owner of Green Pastures and Still Waters. She is a licensed massage therapist, and she also helps out with the bills. She also works on the bills. So congratulations to Laura for making this a winning year. We didn't go to the Super Bowl, but that's okay. We made it to the playoffs. Laura, start working those
Yeah.
fingers now for next year.
April's April's coming around the corner, just
Oh my
when
gosh.
they
Is
start off organized team activities.
Wow. So you don't wait until April, or not April. You don't wait until August or September.
Oh
You're
no.
you start working with them then. And you know what? And I totally forgot to ask you this question. There's that Valley girl that came out again. Um, Now, for you to be a massage therapist for the Buffalo Bills, that was quite the undertaking, was it not? You really had to go through a lot of screening and testing. Why don't you share some of that with our audience?
The NFL tried to really take care of their players and the coaches, and at One Bills Drive, only those people who had contact with the players were allowed in the field house. But anybody else who had no contact with the players could not get anywhere near the field house. In order for us to get in the field house, we had to be tested the day before, COVID tested, and then and then tested the next day. So I'm there twice a week, usually on their day off, and then the Friday before their game. And I'm there for anywhere from 2 to 4 hours working on the players. We needed to wear masks and shields and gloves. We had to wash down tables. Um, we had to wait for 30 minutes in order to even get in the building to make sure that we were COVID free, just to keep these players as safe as possible, so they could have a football season last year. And they're talking about having to test us all over again just whenever we start in April.
You probably had more nasal swabs than you really want to. I'm just saying. I'm
I
just saying.
6 a week for like the last 2 months of the season last year.
Yikes. That's a lot of
Mhm.
that's a lot. Holy cow. But on the up note on that is that because of all that testing for you and for the fans, that was a pilot program that worked and is basically allowing a lot of our events to start amping up again. So I'm
Yes.
going to say thanks again for that because you
Hmm.
were a part of that for sure.
Yep.
So, so as we begin to wind down here, Laura, we've only got just about a minute or so. I'd like you to please, if you would, share again, how can people reach out to you and where are your locations?
All right. I do have two locations. One's in North Buffalo at Hurdle and North Park. The other one is in Tonawanda at Eggert and Somerville. You can text me or call me at 716-435-0020. You can leave a message or text me. Let me know which location you would prefer and any date and time that you are looking for. You can also email me at Laura, LAURA, LMT, licensed massage therapist at AOL.com.
Excellent. Thank you so much for Laura for joining us this evening. It's been a wonderful evening. It was wonderful Monday member spotlight because honestly, Laura, I know that everyone probably knows Laura. She does a massage, but they really got an idea of, how long you've been with NABO, how much that you love NABO and all the things that go with massage. I think one of the most fascinating things was in the very beginning when you just rattled off all the things that massage does. It's not just about being relaxed. It really is. It's a physical treatment that can help you in like so many different ways.
Yes, it certainly can.
So thank you, Laura, for being such the healer that you are. We appreciate you and we thank you for joining us this evening. Everyone, thank you so much for joining us this evening. It is Monday Member Spotlight. We are live here on Facebook every Monday at 6 o'clock. Next week, our guest is going to be Amber Ream, and she actually heads up our next Gen movement here in Western New York for NABO. So it'll be interesting to hear from her and see what's happening with the next generation. So thank you again, Laura, for joining
Thank
us
you.
this evening. And please tune in next week. And y'all stay safe and have a great evening. Oh, and happy International Women's Day, ladies. Again, have a great evening.
Good night.